House for the Office of Procurement, Montgomery County. We just finished our fiscal year 25. This month is our new fiscal year 26. Today we're going to talk about just an overview on the compliance programs, including local, small, minority, female, disabled, veteran-owned businesses, and tell you what are some certifications that you should be looking at. And what are our preference programs that you can take benefit, take advantage of. So today, Michael Brown is the program manager for local business programs, but he's on vacation, so I will be covering the local business portion. And then my Alvin Boss is the program manager for minority, female, disabled owned business programs. And he's going to talk about the MFD program. We will have some time toward the end of the meeting for Q&A. And you are also welcome to type your questions into the chat box. So we actually will read the questions and answer. It's probably better if we have something in writing that way. So let's start. First of all, I want to give you an overview of the Office of Procurement in Montgomery County. We spent about between 900,000 million up toward, sorry, do I show this? Bethany, do you also see the people on the screen? Should I move it?
I can.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you only see the slide, right?
I just see the slide.
Okay. So last year, for example, through Montgomery County Office of Procurement, there was $1.3 billion flow through us. And we actively manage about 2,800 contracts at any time. The overall budget for the county is about $7 billion. And then from our office, about a little bit less than 40 people, we processed 1,100 actions, meaning the purchase orders, requisitions, contract awards, that type of actions. So we executed 11,000. And then when I talked about $7 billion through Montgomery County government, on the right side, you see the donut chart. The largest part went to the public schools, almost half of it. So I want to mention that Montgomery County Public Schools has their own procurement system. So if your service or products are mostly suitable for school spending, please make sure that you are in that ecosystem with the MCPS's procurement office. You can pretty much just Google MCPS procurement, then you will see their website. You do have to register with them and look at the solicitations that's posted on MCPS website. Our office manages the government's, the Montgomery County government departments, including county executive side as well as the council side procurements. We do not handle MCPS or Montgomery College procurements. They have their own separate procurement offices. Then this 10.6 darker green area is public safety. 7.2 lighter green area is for HHS, Health and Human Services. Then there's some other county functions. Debt service is in blue, 6.2. So as you can see, out of that $7.7 billion last fiscal year, a lot of them, this chart will give you an idea where the money went. For us, the procurement side, we handle public safety. That would include police, fire and rescue, homeland security, correction. All those departments are within county government, so we handle those. HHS is within us, so, and other county government functions are within the county. Then later, the smaller one, the purple ones, yellow ones, you can see they are transportation, environment, housing, libraries, those are all county departments. The only one that are not are Montgomery College, park and planning, housing, part of the housing, if we're talking about the HOC, those are separate agencies. They have their own procurement offices. But then the rest of them are, as long as they are county departments, then we handle their procurements. This chart came from our OMB website up top. So if you're more interested, you can come to this website and you can actually drill down on each one of these portions to see a little more in terms of the budget. This is just to give you a brief understanding on some terminologies when we talk about procurements. So in the county, we separate them into different categories. Formal solicitations includes IFBs and RFPs. These formal solicitations, they are over $100,000. And then the informal solicitation are between $10,000 and $100,000. Usually the informal solicitations are more streamlined. The requirements usually are less complicated. And the department contract administrators are the ones issuing the informal solicitation and reviewing them. Both informal, also about the informal solicitations, the first round when they are on the street, it will be reserved under the local small business reserve program, which I will mention later. The third category is direct purchases that are less than $10,000. This one is completely controlled by the departments. Basically, the department users, by department, I'm talking about the using departments that we serve. All the departments in Montgomery County include police, library, recreation, transportation, general services, all those departments. They have their purchase cards and they can just go on to Amazon, for example, or Office Depot to buy some certain things just for one time. If it's a need that's less than $10,000 for one time. And then the last one is open solicitations. Those are solicitations that are always open. We have a lot of them related to physician services, nurse services, shelter services type of things. So if you look at our website, the formal solicitation, informal solicitation, and open solicitations are all posted on our procurement's website. The direct purchases are not. And these purchases are handled by finance through the purchase card or direct purchase orders. And then in terms of what we buy, in general, we separate them in 4 different categories. They're goods, professional services, non-professional services, and construction. For services, when you talk about for professional services, usually these are jobs that require more training or certificates or education, diploma, that type of thing. We deem them as professional services, such as CPA services, auditing, architect and engineering, IT, and legal services. Usually those are professional services. Non-professional services are more labor intensive, such as custodial services, landscaping services, security guard services type of things. They are non-professional services. Then besides our usual formal solicitation, informal IFB RFPs, we also have some other vehicles that we could use. You probably have heard about non-competitive contracts in federal. I guess they call them sole source. We have public entity procurements. Those are when we have a contract with another public entity. There are bridge contract where if you have already had a contract, let's say New York State or New York City, they have already gone through a public competition process, and you believe that the county also have same need, you can bring those contracts with other public entities to us. We will take a look to see if we can bridge from that contract. Some other entities will call it piggyback contracts. There's also emergency procurements, cooperative procurements. Those are some other vehicles that we also use. They are just less common. So we do have our solicitations all posted on our website. On the top link, that's our solicitation page. This is I made the screenshot just a little earlier, but as you can see, these are updated on a ad hoc basis. So if you are interested in looking at our opportunities, I would recommend you to check them, this webpage at least once every week or once every other week. That would be the latest, the most less frequency. Yeah, and then we also made a projection page for you to look forward what is possibly upcoming. Again, this is a screenshot that I took a little earlier. If you look at it now, it will show you what's upcoming for the next 18 months. And this is based on just in our database, which contracts are going to expire in the next 18 months. Some of these are not guaranteed that they will come right at that point because the departments would be working on drafting the new solicitation, and we'll have back and forth a review on the solicitation. When it's ready, then we will post it. But we do have every contract that's in our database showing that they're going to be expired soon. If you know that there's a contract that you're interested in to participate in the next solicitation, do keep an eye on it at least 12 months prior to the last expiration date. Usually, of course, we won't take that long to get anything, to get every contract awarded. However, it does have a long process, especially for RFPs, because there are many different departments involved when the solicitations issued. So I would say starting at least 12 months ahead or 9 months ahead, make sure that you're keep an eye on our solicitation page and get ready to respond to it when it's issued. To give you an idea of some statistics, in FY24, these are the FY24 numbers, which finished on June 30th of 2024. We spent about $130 million toward local small businesses and about $248 million towards minority, female, disabled-owned businesses. We did propose a e-procurement solution. Right now, we have quite a few different systems that are kind of talking to each other on our back office to keep track of everything. We are looking into a to Z type of e-procurement solution so that it will take advantage of the technology to help us to better execute and track our procurement actions and make the award process more efficient. Another number I'd like to mention is since our new director, or he's not new anymore, Ash Shetty, came on board in 2019, he wanted to start tracking how many new users, new contractors we make awards every year, so that the myth of government always only work with the incumbents, there's only a handful of same contractors. will be monitored and break that myth. So, for example, in FY24, actually 48%, almost half of the contracts are awarded to first-time vendors. So for sure that we don't we don't have a culture try to only work with the incumbents. We have our quality control selection committee to review each and every RFPs. And the bid process is lowest bidder wins. So the QSC, which is the Quality Selection Commission, are the people coming from the using department and sometimes other department users. It's either 3 people or 5 people will review the proposal, and then some of them will do the interview, just like a recruitment process. And we have guidelines for the QSCs to make sure that the whole evaluation process is fair and transparent. I will also show you a solicitation tracker function on our website so that you can check whenever after you submitted your proposal and you don't know which stage it is in, to give you an idea that we're not a black box, hopefully. In terms of contract compliance programs, our division manages several of them. Alvin Boss will be talking about the MFD program, and I will try to cover the local small business reserve program, local business preference program, as well as the local business subcontracting program. And our division also manages 2 wage programs. One is wage requirements law, which requires our services contractors to pay their employees right now a flat rate. Right now, the wage rate required is $18.15 per hour for all of our professional and non-professional services contracts. Prevailing wage law specifically applies to construction projects. And we have a list of different labor categories with different rates. And that wage rate comes from the state. Every year they would post a wage list that's what we will follow. So basically, if the contract is 5 years in length, we follow the wage rate that is during the solicitation issuing period, so that the next 5 years when we execute the contract, the wage rate we're based on is when the solicitation was issued in that year. Our office also, we do a lot of outreach. Bethany Manimbo is our supplier engagement program manager. We do monthly open house. This is one of them. Since you're here, I'm sure you know about this. We do every 3rd Wednesday every month online. We do 2 large events, one in the spring, one in the fall. Then the fall one this year will be in November 2025. And we last year hosted or participated in over 50 events. And also Bethany issues weekly newsletters. You can subscribe to our newsletter through our website. That will give you some updates on upcoming events as well as active solicitations that are on our website. And this is just the resources links that I mentioned earlier. Bethany can make this slide available for everybody. So let me go into the local business program so that we can talk a little more. Bethany, do you see my website?
Yes, I see the list of websites on the page, and we have a question: how to participate in LBPP and LSBP.
Okay, good. That's what I'm gonna start talk about. So let me see if I can show the Where did my- I want to go to the actual website here. Okay. Do you see the local MFD wage website?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our, first of all, if you want to go to our procurement website, it's www.montgomerycountymd.gov/PRO. That's our procurement homepage. This is our homepage. And as you can see, oops, where did I go? Did you lose me?
I still see the homepage.
Oh, okay, good, good. Somehow I missed it. Okay, so wait. Which one? Which one? Hold on. You see the homepage. Okay, so you can see there are the events and calendars in the middle, and on the left there are some announcements. At the bottom, that's where you can sign up for our newsletter on the left. And on the right, we have quite a few different videos for you to watch. Each recorded session, our open houses are posted there, as well as some how-to videos, how to get registered, how to get certified, what are some of our programs. Those are posted in our videos too. And on the top, you can see that's the solicitation tracker. So if you just put some keyword information there, you will be able to find your solicitation that or the solicitation that you participated in, or the ones that you're interested in, to see which stage that solicitation tracker is at. Let me see if I can try consulting. So I'm doing a keyword search of consulting, for example. Right? Or do you see me typing things, Bethany?
Yes.
Okay, good. So when you do the consulting keyword, you will see all these things showed up. Then you can choose the one that you participated in. For example, if I'm interested in the MCAT 3, I can click on that. Then you will see, for example, the solicitation was issued in 2022, and it was awarded in 2023 April. And then, sorry, it was executed in June of 2023. On the right-hand side, you have the contact information. Technical contact usually are the contract administrators, in this case, in the IT department, our TEPS department. And then you will also have the procurement specialist, the contact information, if you have any question regarding the process or where the stage is in. So this just gives you a proactive method to, instead of having to call us, you can do a search yourself to see where that solicitation is. So going back to our website, I want to also show you the solicitation page where you can, again, see our formal solicitations and informal solicitations that are posted. The formal solicitations, as you can see, usually at any time, we have quite a few that are active right here. And whenever you see one that says reserved for the local small business reserve program, that is one of our local business programs, and we'll talk about. This means that whoever that are certified as a local small business can participate. You would have to submit a application to be certified by the due date and time, in this case, August 4th, 3 p.m., to be able to participate in the solicitation that are reserved under the LSBRP. The other solicitations are open to everybody. However, we would have a local business preference program applied for those solicitations. I will show you also. And going back to solicitations, you can see under informal and open solicitation, you will see the informal solicitation list first. And as I mentioned, all the informal solicitations, which are under $100,000 and above $10,000 contracts, are reserved for the local small business reserve program first. If we don't receive any response, then it will be reissued as a non-local small business reserve program solicitation. Open solicitation, we have a long list of what are available, and you can take a look. As I mentioned, there are many psychiatric support services, oral health services, food catering services, clinical lab services, road equipment services. This is essentially our snow removal services. They're always here. All you need to do is click on the link of the number and then take a look at the scope work and respond to them. Okay, without further ado, let's go to the local business program. So I came here from this tab. Under local business, we have 3 different ones. So for local small, you would have to be certified as a local and small business within Montgomery County. When we look at it, depending on which category you are, for example, if you are in services, marketing company, then we require you to have either less than 100 FTEs or makes less than $10 million on the 3-year average sales. This is just, an example if you're in the services category. This is the ceiling, not the bottom. So if you are one person show, you are also qualified as a local small business. So what you need to do is to go onto our vendor registration system. Number 1, register as a vendor with us. And number 2, go to the local small business reserve program tab and submit your application in there. I will briefly show you that website also. Another thing I want to mention is we also added a veteran-owned business preference program under the local small business reserve program. So for our local business, our LSBRP solicitations, that says reserved under the LSBRP only. If you also have the veteran-owned business certification from SBA or the Veteran Affairs, either the veteran-owned business certification or the service disabled veteran-owned business services entity business, then you can also upload that certificate on our website. Then you will receive 5 points as a preference in the evaluation process. Let me see. How would you qualify as a local small? So this threshold are qualifying as a small business. By local, we mean you can have multiple offices in Maryland, DC, or Virginia, but your Montgomery County-based location should either host more than 50% of your employees or generates more than 50% of your business revenue. Those are the things Michael Brown would be reviewing. When you apply for the solicitation, we ask you to submit your last 3 years of tax return. First page is enough, so we know your revenue amount. Your lease, if you have a location in Montgomery County. If you are using your home address as your home office, then upload a proof that you own that house or you live in that house. And then the third one would be the Maryland Unemployment Insurance report. So we will know how many employees you have. If you are, again, a sole proprietor, you just tell us that you don't have any other employees. You are the only employee. That will be fine. So how to get registered? Somebody asked. So we recently moved to our new registration system. Bethany, can you type in into chat our link, which is www.montgomerycountymd.gov. That's our county webpage, / vendor registration. So that's our registration system. So once you go there, if you never had a account into this new system, many of you may have already registered with us through our old central vendor registration system, but we moved to this new system since last September. So if you have not come back to our vendor registration system since last September in 2024, make sure you come to this new website. The first time you come to this new website, please create an account, because this is a brand new website. We did transfer all your profile into this new system, but you still need to have a log on to this new website. Once you have created an account, then you can access your account using this green button. I don't have an account yet, so as a vendor, so I won't be able to do this. But once you have created your new account here, then you should be able to access your account. If you had a profile with us before, then there are options for you to try to link back into your old profile. If you're having trouble, please reach out to us. Contact information is here, so that through local small business or minority-owned business, you can reach out to us, or you can also reach out to finance accounts payable. They will be able to help you to try to link back to your old profile. If you are a new vendor, then you have an option to just say, I'm a new vendor, then register with us through all the questions and forms that you have to fill out. And at the same time, make sure that you tell us if you are local small or minority-owned business. For the local small or local business certification, there's a link after you log into your profile. You will be able to go to say, for example, I want to be certified as a local small business. Then you will have to fill out the form and upload necessary documents. Then we will review and make the certification available for you. For the MFD certifications, Al will mention later, we do not certify. We accept 6 different certifications. So all you need to do is to upload your certification, MFD certification, onto this website. Then you will be recognized as an MFD vendor. Let me go back to the website. That was the LSBRP's reserve program. Again, this is a reserve program, meaning you need to have that application to our LSBRP certification to be able to participate in the solicitations that are reserved. However, for majority of our solicitations, we do not reserve them under the LSBRP. They will fall into the local business preference program, or for contracts that are over $10 million, we will have a local business subcontracting requirement in there. For local business preference, the criteria is similar. However, we do not ask you having to be small. Your main or principal place of business also need to be in Montgomery County. Again, we look at how many employees and how much revenue you generate in the Montgomery County location office. We do not look at your the owner's residency or the employee residency to determine if you're local. We look at your office location. And this program applies to both IFBs and RFPs, meaning all of our formal solicitations will have this as long as the solicitation is not reserved under the LSBRP. One is open to everybody. Then if you have a local business certification, you will receive 10% of the evaluation point as the preference points, or you will get a 10% price discount if you are participating in a bid situation. So this is just to give you an idea on what you would see in the evaluation criteria. Usually This is very simplified version, but a lot of times we'll have your past performance, case studies, your pricing, whatever. But then you also you will see out of this 150 total points, 15 points would be reserved for local business preference. So in this case, for example, you are participating as a local business, but there's some non-local business participating. If they don't get this 15 points, but you will get it, then it's very possible that you will get a leg up for being a local business. Bethany, could you repeat that question in the chat about the local business? I don't know if I answered that question.
There's the original question, or did you
Original.
The original question. The original question was how to participate in LBPP and LSBP. And then there was another question, are nonprofits considered small businesses?
Okay, good. Both are good questions. So to participate in LBBPP and LBSP, LSBP, so you just need to submit your application to be certified in our vendor registration system I mentioned earlier. Then when we review the proposals, as I mentioned, if it's an RFP, then you will receive that 10%, in this case, 15 points for being a local business certified. If it's a IFB scenario, if it's bid based, then you will receive a 10%, in this case, let me see, a 10% price discount. If you, again, have that certification in our vendor registration system. We do have a ceiling on that 10% price discount, which is $200,000. So if the 10% is over $200,000, we'll only apply $200,000 toward your bid. And if that bid made your company, the first scenario here, made your company lower than the original low bidder, then you will be considered the proposed awardee. So that's how to participate in those programs. And the nonprofits are considered as a local small business if you, again, submit your application to be certified in our local small business reserve program. Again, go through the vendor registration system, put your application in. You can say you're a nonprofit, but yes, we do count nonprofit businesses as local small businesses if you apply for that certification.
Okay. Do you want to do all the questions now, or do you want to wait until the very end?
Only the ones that are related to local businesses.
Okay. So there's a question, how is the county approaching eligibility of businesses that lost all or most of their federal contracts this year? We may not qualify as an LSB for 2 to 3 years based on the average size and sales, although we're now definitely small and definitely local.
Well, if you are definitely small and local, then you should still try to apply for our certification. However, if you are too big, then you can still qualify as local if you are based in Montgomery County. If you definitely are not eligible for either of those certifications, that's okay. We do business with everybody, and we definitely welcome all the formal federal contractors who are looking to diverse your sources now to participate in our solicitations. As you can see earlier when I showed the solicitation list, majority of our solicitations are not reserved. So you are welcome to participate in all of our solicitations, and you have a very good chance of getting some of those contracts since you are experienced public entity contractor already. Bethany, I think I'll move to Al because I don't want to take too much of his time for the MFD program.
Okay.
We can answer the questions later.
Sure.
Al?
Okay. Thank you, Grace. Good presentation. Good
Good morning. My name is Al Boss. I am the program manager for the Minority Female Disabled owned program. I'd like to personally welcome you to our virtual open house. I will be discussing and presenting the MFD program. So I'm going to get right to it. The MFD program, or the Minority Female Disabled Owned Businesses Program, we call it MFD for short. As you can see, that's a mouthful, trying to, open up that link in terms of pronouncing it. But the MFD program is designed to assist certified minority firms in gaining access to opportunities for which a prime contractor may have in support or the endeavor of the contract that they've been awarded. Now, there are 5 functions carried out by this office. One is procurement and minority business education. And I'll just give you a brief description in terms of what describes that, but it does go even further, more in depth in terms of the actual process. But basically, we want to educate the prime contractor as it relates to the rules of engagement regarding MFD compliance or completing the process to move forward in the execution of the contract. We also want to educate the minority businesses in terms of what's required of them to participate in our program. As Grace pointed out, we need you to register. We need you to get certified, okay? And I'll get into the benefits momentarily as it relates to that certification. The other function is compliance. That is really the enforcement arm of our program. Meaning that we track and monitor whatever is submitted as it relates to the participation of a certified minority firm on a contract that's been awarded to a prime contractor, regardless of that prime contractor's status, whether the status or status is that of a certified minority firm, if they're a non-minority firm, or even if they're a nonprofit 501c3, they are still required by law to exercise what we call good faith efforts in doing business with certified minority firms by any means that they possibly can as it relates to their purchasing needs of any goods or services or subcontracting. The third would be reporting. Reporting is vital because it calibrates what we do throughout the fiscal year. Our fiscal year, again, is from July 1st to June 30th. The fourth is customer service. Customer service, well, is pretty broad, and it can go in many directions, such as phone calls coming to the office. We will direct, we will assist with any questions in terms of things that they want to know by phone or even virtual meetings to understand the process and how to engage in them moving forward. Also, customer service does extend itself to one-on-one counseling. So we can counsel you either in person or virtually, or even by phone. And the fifth and final is outreach. That's really the bloodline of the program, getting you involved in the process, participating in this process for which is going to give you an opportunity to connect, to engage, as well as building a relationship. These are really the building blocks in terms of any process, no matter where you go, whether it's a government contracting program or even if it's private sector. It's based on connecting with humans, people, making the decision, them knowing who you are, and you seeking an opportunity for which they may have available. Moving from there, as you can see the overview, and below that, as Grace pointed out, we have 4 purchasing areas or procurement areas. Under each of these areas, we have minority participation goals. And these goals are mandatory. They're required by law, promulgated by regulations under procurement regulations. So you have MFD regulations that promulgates this, as well as the policy, and that comes up under the procurement regulations or procurement code. And quickly just going over it, we just completed a disparity study, and we've put into effect our various new goals for each of these categories. As you can see, our new goals for construction went from 16% to 22%, professional services 19% to 25%, non-professional services from 23% to 24%, for goods 8% to 10%. Okay, so we're going to require the awardee, regardless of their organized status, to exercise their good faith efforts in trying to meet or achieve or exceed the minority participation goal with certified minority firms. Now, what constitutes a certified minority firm? Well, Montgomery County, as Grace pointed out, we do not certify. However, there are 6 certifications we do rely upon as it relates to the integrity of the process, because it does protect what we're doing to ensure that these people meet or fit the criteria of being at least 51% minority owned, controlled, and daily operated. As you can see, we have Maryland Department of Transportation, commonly known as MDOT, and that's a very thorough and involved process. None of these certifications are not going to will be overnight. There's nothing microwaved here, okay? So once you put your paperwork in, don't expect that you can hit a button and it comes out and these people are going to give you a certification. No, you have to go through a process there. But it will save you time, for which when you get that, it will be homogenized as it relates to us recognizing you and accepting that certification. So we have 2 certifications under the Federal Small Business Administration, and they are the SBA 8A program and the Service Disabled Owned Veteran Small Business program. Then you have the WBEC, which is the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, the National or Capital Region Minority Supply Development Council, and the City of Baltimore. Those are the 6 certifications we do accept. Now, with that said, I'd like to move to the documents that assist us in our enforcement arm, as well as the integrity of the whole program as it relates to contracting. The benefit to being certified, basically, you would be able to engage prime contractors with the connection of our office. Could be referral, or it could be on your own volition, whereas you can connect with them and let them know that you are interested, and by the way, you do hold a certification. That's going to assist them in moving forward and trying to meet or exceed the goal. The other thing, which is most important, we have what is called RFPs, requests for proposals. What we have put in and inserted was an incentive for any prime contractor responding to that proposal, points, evaluation points. It's predicated on 10% of the QSC highest possible score. For example, 100 points. Of the 100 points, 10 points will go from MFD participation. That means that in order for let's say, for example, a non-minority firm or a 501c nonprofit organization will be required, let's say this was in professional services. The goal is 25%. They must not only meet, but exceed that 25% minority participation goal. And this is strictly enforced, okay? They must exercise the good faith efforts, but really they're putting on paper and committing and obligating themselves to that 25% goal. exceeding the 25% goal to get the 10 points, simply said. If you don't get the exceed the 25% goal, you come in with 25%, I'm gonna tell you, they will not get the points. And it will not be me, saying that they won't. It will be calculated by the computer. So you will have the benefit to engage them, to assist them in terms of whatever they have available as it relates to their purchasing needs or subcontracting available opportunities. Again, this incentive is for them to open up doors, more windows of opportunities to do business and explore these opportunities with certified minority firms. Now, what I do is help them. I will assist them in guiding them and navigating them through the process as it relates to sources and resources that's available to them so that they can make the connection, as well as me providing information or names for them to connect with. The key here is bringing the communities together, basically. So moving from there, I want to go into compliance documents. I know we're a little short on time, and I'm going to be very brief with this. If we can go to the MFD plan, the Minority Female Disabled Subcontractor Performance Plan, okay? Again, the strong arm of our program is the enforcement arm of this. The Minority Female Disabled Subcontractor Performance Plan, or MFD plan. It is a legal document, okay, part and parcel of the contract, okay? This document carries the weight, whereas if it's not approved, the contract is not executed. So this document will come to our office for review, and it would be determined whatever their response is, that I will have an opportunity to question them. Well, you put 0 because they do have options available as it relates to either meeting or exceeding that goal. If they fall below the goal, they can request what is called a partial waiver. Okay, that's an option that's available to them. And the other option, of course, is a request for a full waiver. Look, they're going to have to make the case, okay? A cogent case or justification, giving reasons why it would not be practical, for example, or not applicable for them to spend money. It comes down to the percentage of dollars, the distribution of those dollars, where they're going. So this is what I'm going to be examining with a fine-tooth comb to determine, are they exercising good faith efforts? And by the way, I want to assist them in opening up their paradigm, because this goes back to the number one function of education. I want you to fully understand your process, no matter what direction you will go with either one of those options. But I want you to fully understand that you have options for which you can purchase goods or services. And if that is available, then explore that with the minority firm. Does this retard or delay the process? Yes, it does. Sometimes it gets a little heated and it goes to my manager, chief of compliance operations, and that's Grace. And I will, explore and make my case as to my decision as to where, what they should be doing, and as it relates to what I think they can do better. But first and foremost, I want to talk to them to make sure that that prime vendor. Now, if you're a certified minority firm, I want to go back to that. And if you are bidding as a prime, you will get half of those 10 points. That's the benefit of your certification, okay? To get the other half, all right, the incentive is for you to subcontract or purchase goods or services from a certified minority firm, okay? Meaning exceeding half of that 25% goal or coming in with 12.5% minority participation with certified minority firms. Due to the time, we have 4 minutes. I'm going to conclude this, but there's more to this program than meets the eye and what I was explaining. I'm going to open it up for any questions as it relates to the MFD program as well as the LSBRP program. Thank you for your time.
I see there are some questions in the chat box and we have answered them. Are there any more questions related to MFD or local business program? Again, Alvin Boss's contact information, Al, can you type it in there? And we'll also provide Michael Brown's contact information. So for your specific vendor, your vendor information or your route, how to get certified, please contact directly to our program managers. They will be able to assist you one-on-one also. I see another question. Does the MFD have to be in Montgomery County or can it be in the state of Maryland? It does not, for the MFD program, it does not look at your location. As long as you have one of those 6 different certificates, you can be in even DC or Virginia. We will accept you as an MFD vendor. I see a question about the how to find some contracts in our repository. So again, let me see if I can share again. If you go onto our homepage, Office of Procurement homepage, there's a solicitation tracker. Let's see if you are interested in the staffing staffing services. So here we have, for example, professional staffing services for HHS.
Grace, are you sharing your screen?
Oh, you're not seeing it? Sorry.
We don't see anything yet.
Okay. So let me
Now
go
I see
back.
it.
Okay, so this is our homepage. You can say staffing. Then you can find all the staffing related solicitations that we issued recently. If you're interested in this professional services staffing service, then you can see this was last time around, or maybe 2 times before. It was executed on 2018. What is it now? 2025. This was probably the time before. But if you want to see who the contractor is and when is it going to expire, or you want to see the solicitation that was issued last time, you can contact Suzanne here. This would be her information. And then Phil Royston is actually the contract administrator in HHS. So he will know more about the requirements and scope of work type of thing for this particular solicitation. You can also find out when the current contract expiring from those guys, so that you are ready to participate and take a look at our solicitation that's going to be coming out soon. Any other question? Did that answer your question, Steve? Okay, thank you. Okay, it's 11. Thank you very much for today's participation. We have almost 70 people in the chat. This is great. And again, we do this every month on the 3rd Wednesday of every month at 10 o'clock. You're welcome to participate. And if you think anybody you know that would be interested in this open house, just bring them to us. We would like to have more audience as much as possible. And if you have, again, any questions specifically to local business or MFD business or procurement process in general, you can reach out to Michael Brown or Alvin Boss for their programs, or you can find the contact information through our solicitation tracker, so you can reach out to the procurement specialists. Thank you very much. I'll see you next month.